അത് ഹൈഡ്
പാസ്പോർട്ട് എടുത്തിട്ട് ഇത് ലോഡാവും തീരാം. അല്ലേ അല്ലേ സ്ലൈഡ്സ് ഓൺ ആവുന്നില്ലേ അതിനകത്ത്? ആവുന്നില്ലടാ, ഇല്ലടാ, സ്ലൈഡ്സ് ആവുന്നില്ലേ?
ചേഞ്ച് ചെയ്യാം. മാറുന്നുണ്ടോ? സൈഡ് ഷോ ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട്. ആ മറ്റേ ബാൻഡ് എടുത്ത് വന്നത്
മറ്റേ ആദ്യം ഇതല്ലേ നിങ്ങളെ ചെയ്തോ?
ഇല്ല ഇതെന്താ
ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ? സ്ലൈഡ് ആണ്. ഓക്കെ.
As we know, MSMEs are the backbones of industrial development in any country and also play a key role in the economic development. According to Union Budget 23-24, the Financial Minister allocated a record of 22,138 crores for the MSME Ministry. The allocation for the MSME Ministry is higher than the revised estimate of 15,628 crores for the current fiscal year, but lower than the budget estimate of rupees 21,422 crore, documents show. As of 1st April 2023, the Financial Ministry planned to infuse rupees 9,000 crore to credit guarantee fund trust for micro and small enterprises credit guarantee scheme, and the ministry will also approve additional collateral-free credit of 2 lakh crores. The new credit guarantee scheme will lower the cost of credit by MSME 1%. As per India's 30% GDP from MSME sector, and nearly 110 million people employs these there, and these schemes offer helping hand to the people after the knock-on effect of COVID pandemic and the global slowdown. The budget analyst announced several measures to prop up the MSME sector, including the extension of emergency credit line guarantee scheme till March 31st, 2023, and accelerating MSME's performance. RAMP the program with an outlay of rupees 6,000 crore. ECLGS Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. This was a scheme introduced as a part of Indian government COVID-19 financial relief package. Under the scheme, the financial institution in India provide emergency loan facilities to various companies and MSMEs suffered during the COVID-19 pandemic, and this scheme was launched as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package, and the scheme guarantee cover will be expanded by rupees 50,000 crore to total surface of 5 lakh crores. RAP, raising and accelerating MSME's performance. The bank assisted central sector, World Bank assisted central sector scheme launched to support various lenses and recovery interventions of the Ministry of MSMEs. Another scheme was Vivad Se Vishwas scheme for failing MSMEs. MSMEs will receive 95% of the performance securities from the government under the scheme and case of failure to execute contract. Another big step is enlight in timely payments to MSMEs. A deduction for the payment made to MSMEs will only be allowed when it is paid off. Finance Minister proposed to enhance the presumptive taxation limit for MSMEs. The turnover limit of small businesses was expanded from 2 crores to 3 crores, and the certain provisional is broadened from 50 lakh to 75 lakhs. The presumptive taxation can only be used when the value of cash received are less than 5% and total turnover or gross receipt. This benefit is moves aimed at promoting non-cash transaction, reduction of customs duty or specific items. Customs duty exemption on iron and steel scraps will contribute to the growth of MSMEs. The government extends customs duties exemptions to capital goods and machinery imports used to manufacture lithium-ion cells for electronic vehicles batteries, and this cost will electronic vehicles growth and helps the business to produce electronic vehicles at a lower manufacturing cost. The government extended the scope of current DigiLockers to assess the innovation of fintech technology, finance technology industries with the Entity DigiLocker. So, Entity DigiLocker will allow the MSMEs companies and charitable trusts to not only store, but also to share the documents securely with the authorities, regulators, and banks and other business entities. Next, I am handling to Anshila S for the analysis of startups. Entrepreneurship is vital for a country's economic development. After the US and China, India has developed into the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. Through a number of governmental actions, the government has supported the startup industry. It's commonly accepted that India will see an entrepreneurial decade between 2020 and 2030. In the budget 2022-23, the government allocated rupees 283.5 crore for the Startup India Seed Fund scheme, which was higher than the revised estimate of about rupees 100 crore in the previous budget. The budgetary allocation for the fund of funds for startups stood at rupees 1,000 crore. Further, an agriculture accelerator fund will be set up to encourage agri startup by young entrepreneurs in rural area. We can expect that this will help to bring innovative and affordable solutions for challenges faced by farmers. The initiative is intended to catalyze startup culture and build a strong and inclusive ecosystem for innovation and entrepreneurship in India. Over 80,000 startups are registered with the Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade till November 2022. These startups can avail of certain tax incentives, including income tax, announced under the Startup India initiative. Promoting entrepreneurship and skill development, the budget announced the setting up 30 Skill India international centers across different states. These centers will provide training in new age courses like coding, AI, robotics, and 3D printing, among others, to skill and upskill the youth for the market of tomorrow. Ascertain the importance of entrepreneurship for the economic development of the country. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman proposed to extend the period of incorporation of income tax benefits to eligible startup by one more year till March 31, 2024. Tax benefits were available for startup incorporate until March 2023 up till now. The Finance Minister also proposed to extend the benefit of carry forward of losses on change of shareholding of startup to 10 years of incorporation from the current 7 years. In January 2016, the government launched the Startup India initiative to build a strong ecosystem for nurturing innovation and encouraging private investment in the startup ecosystem. Since then, a series of steps have been taken to promote startup in the country. Government is widening the scope of angel tax to include non-resident investors.
Levy of angel tax in the hands of private companies where consideration for issue of shares is higher than fair market value. As per the said section, the scope of this angel tax action specifically included only residents thus far. However, the budget proposes to omit resident from the said section with effect from 1st April 2024, thereby widening the ambit of tax action in the hands of startup to include investment received from non-residents. The government has taken several steps to promote startup in the country. Under the Startup India initiative, the Fund of Funds for Startup Scheme, Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, and Credit Guarantee Scheme for Startup are implemented to provide capital at various stages of the business cycle of a startup. These schemes, initiated in previous years, helps lot of entrepreneurs to establish new startup. Therefore, giving importance to these schemes in 2023 budget is highly beneficial to entrepreneurs. Green power was at the forefront of the 2023 Union Budget. The government is particularly keen on promoting solutions and encouraging people to avoid using non-green energy solutions. Government announced numerous policies to promote less disastrous alternatives. The National Green Hydrogen Mission, with an allocation of rupees 19,700 crores and 35,000 crores for the energy transition. We can hope that green power project helps to promote startup with reduced environmental pollution. There have been few technological enhancements as pivotal as AI. Recognizing the sheer value that data integration of AI can add to the economy, the government will create a national data governance policy that will allow access to anonymized data and set up 3 AI research centers. Tourism is also another sector that has been given special attention in the budget, with the central government taking a mission-oriented approach to promote tourism. This will create new opportunities for startup and entrepreneurs, generating opportunities for employee. The aspirational initiatives undertaken by the Union Budget 2023 aim to further strengthen the Indian startup ecosystem, providing support and empowerment to entrepreneurs. Over to Nasrin for conclusion.
India's Union Budget 23-24 gives young Indian entrepreneurs in particular optimism for a brighter year after 3 years of combating several pandemic-related issues. Now, here we can see the opinions of some person. Anil Bharadwaj, the Secretary General, the Federation of Indian Micro and Small Medium Enterprises, call this a growth-oriented and inclusive budget. There are a couple of important decisions that will provide relief to MSMEs and help them grow. In his view, the infusion of this 9,000 crore for Credit Guarantee Fund means that an additional rupees 2 lakh crore for collateral fee fund, which can now flow to MSMEs because there will be a guarantee. So the cost of fund could be less than 1% of normal banking rate, which is a good thing. The founder of Snapdeal, Kunal Bal, said, Budget 23 is a reassuring balance between investing for growth and maintaining physical discipline. He also said that the emphasis on infrastructure spending, green tech, and further development of public digital infrastructure are go well. Tax breaks for the middle class will boost spending sentiments. The increase in digital transaction that was foreshadowed in the budget is also placed well. Now we can see the Indian startup and MSME and 2023 budget and expectation. Increase from the present 2.5 to 3%, Indian startups are anticipated to contribute 4 to 5% GDP of the nation. The country has experienced an increase in amount of startup recognized by Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade over 190% since the beginning of Startup India in 2016. According to this DPIIT sector report, 8.6 lakh direct employment is guaranteed. And also, the schemes such as revamped credit guarantee enable bank to lend more comfortably to MSME that cannot come up with collateral, which helps several small firms that were hurt badly during pandemic time. It also helps increasing the effectiveness of Vivad Se Vishwas helps fallen MSME during the pandemics. By this, we are concluding our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we have a discussion session.
this MSME and startup are new concept. It was there in the previous budget. In addition to credit sponsorship, any other major contribution to the MSME sector for boosting their export, like that any further new initiatives are there in the assembly. Okay, credit guarantee scheme, stated that 9 lakh or something like that. Credit, do you think that the major problem of MSME is credit alone or something else? What about the demand perspective? Whether the budget, say going earlier, make an initiative for finding market for the products of MSME as well as startup. Is such initiative in the budget? So what's the significant contribution budget to MSME? So also the startup. Other than the usual increase of credit and all. Any new thing?
Skill training is promoted in this program. Like for craftsman people, skill training is included in this budget. This will help them. We will help the.
It was not there in the previous budget.
Yes.
Also, the exemptions of tractor and machines, staff children and machines was exemption was made and it was possible to make the new
Investment in capital assets. etc.
exemptions
Yeah.
was made and we can
So
get
it will attract more investment to
EV and electronic vehicles manufacturing can be reduced. We can increase the
yeah,
number of
Indian
electronic-
products.
Questions, the audience? Can you define this small, medium, and SME? Because actually, if you have started with that, you start the presentation, especially with MSME, micro, small, there's a definition. You are aware of that?
It's like a small.
What is micro? What is
Micro scale and small scale.
Separate definition. You don't need to be considered micro. It's not interest plus micro, small, medium. 3 units there. What is the question? What is micro? What is small? What is small? So, yeah, micro, small, medium.
I'll give one answer, then you can continue. Micro means investment in the plant is less than 1 crore. Annual turnover is less than 5 crore. That's micro. What is small and what is medium?
15 crore, 15 crore.
Okay. Because when we started talking, Krishna started with the. Second, another question is, see, why is there a separate, what is the significance of MSME? Because why the budget says of MSME?
Promotion of small scale. I mean, spaces are not really
In which way?
to promote the small businesses, small and
Basically, the PDTs contribute by MSMEs.
Anything else? That is one side. What about job employment?
I think there are millions and tons of funds are there.
Employment also, most employment comes from MSME. You know, the companies will employ few people. Large number of people are employed by MSME. That is the significance. That is why the budget is trying to.
So, 6.6 lakh direct employment is supported by.
That is most important. Okay. Actually, are there any real enabling provisions in the budget for MSME? In this budget, there is a heading, but are there really useful What is it?
Provisions of this 23 budgets are previous years one.
ഗവൺമെന്റ് കിടന്ന് കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ പോളിഷ് ചെയ്യാനാണ് മെയിൻ ആയിട്ട് സംഭവിച്ചത്.
പുതിയ സ്കീംസ് ഒന്നും അങ്ങനെ MSME-യിലോട്ട് ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. പഴയതിനെ കുറച്ചും കൂടെ പോളിഷ് ചെയ്ത് കൊണ്ടുവരാൻ ആണ് അവർ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്. എങ്ങനെ വരും? പക്ഷെ ഇതുവരെയുള്ള ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളതിൽ വെച്ചിട്ട് ഗ്രോത്ത് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുണ്ട്. അനാലിസിസ്
Actually, they have not identified the problem of MSME and they have not really the budget has not addressed the problem of MSME.
പ്രൊമോഷൻസ് കുറവാണ്. അവർ കൂടുതലും സ്കിൽസും ബിസിനസ്സിന് എമൗണ്ട് ഫണ്ട് അവൈലബിൾ ആക്കുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവർ മേജറായിട്ട് നോക്കുന്നത്. റൂട്ട് കോസ് പ്രൊമോഷൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ശ്രദ്ധിക്കുന്നത്.
പേരിന് വേണ്ടി കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ തോന്നുന്നു. Okay. Any questions?
കോവിഡ് ടൈമില് കേരളത്തിൽ നോക്കുമ്പോ നമ്മളിവിടെ ഓഫീസേഴ്സിനെ പോലും already existing manufactured GS budget. Emergency credit line rabbits already existing item. അത് കോവിഡ് പീരിയഡ് മാത്രം കുറച്ചും കൂടി എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്തായിരുന്നു. 23 ബഡ്ജറ്റ് പ്രകാരം മാർച്ച് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡ് ചെയ്തു. കാരണം ആ ഒരു വളരെയധികം ലോസ് ഗ്ലോബൽ ഒരു സ്ലോ ഡൗൺ ആയിരുന്നു. അവര് കുറച്ചും കൂടി ഒന്ന് അത് അവരൊന്ന്
എഫക്റ്റീവ് ആയിരുന്നില്ല. ഇതിലും അവരത് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ എത്രത്തോളം അത് എഫക്റ്റീവ് ആണെന്ന് നമ്മൾ പ്രീവിയസ് ഇയറിൽ തന്നെ നോക്കാറുള്ളതാണ്.
Okay.
We are moving on to the next session. It is presented by S3 MCOM Law Economy and Managing Law on the topic Direct Taxes Implementation. I welcome Anushree SL, Vaishal P, Pranav C. Devi as for the presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Aishak V of S3 Blue Economy and Maritime Law. I'm here to present a few words around the direct tax implications. First of all, the finance minister proposed introducing a next generation common income tax return ITR form for the convenience and benefit of taxpayers. In budget 2023, the finance minister proposed to strengthen the grievance redressal mechanism for direct taxes. While presenting the budget 2023, the finance minister announced that she would deploy approximately 100 joint commissioners to handle small appeals in direct tax matters. She also stated that the department would be more selective in accepting cases for review of returns received this year. The finance minister also proposed raising the limit for tax return tax rebates under section 87A from rupees 5 lakhs to rupees 7 lakhs in the new tax regime. Thus, under the new tax regime, individuals earning up to rupees 7 lakhs are exempt from paying tax. The budget 2023, the finance minister proposed raising the tax exemption limit in the new tax regime to rupees 3 lakhs. The new regime's personal income tax structure has 6 income slabs, which will be reduced to 5 with an increase in the tax exemption limit to rupees 3 lakhs. This modification will provide significant relief to all taxpayers under the new regime. So here we can see the table, new income tax rates and the slabs, which will be applicable from the, which is proposed to be followed from the next financial year. The left side we can see the old slab, that is from a total income above 0 to 5 lakhs, the tax should be payable will be nil. From 5 to 7.5 lakhs, the tax rate would be 10%. From 7.5 to 10 lakh rupees, the tax rate would be 15%. From 10 to 12.5 lakhs, the rate would be 20%. From 12.5 to 15 lakhs, the 30%, and above 15 lakhs, 30%. Under the new regime, from 0 to 3 lakhs, as already said that there will be 6 income slabs. The first will be 0 to 3 lakhs. The tax rate would be nil. From 3 lakhs to 6 lakh rupees, the tax rate would be 5%. From 6 to 9 lakhs, the tax rate would be 10%. From 9 to 12 lakhs, the tax rate would be 15%. From 12.5 to 15 lakhs, the tax rate would be 20%. And above 15 lakhs, the tax rate would be 30%. So from here, we can know the change in tax rates. In the budget, the finance minister also proposed extending the benefit of the standard deduction of rupees 50,000 to salaried individuals and the deduction from family person up to rupees 15,000 for taxpayers under the new tax regime also. The finance minister also proposed to reduce the highest surcharge rate in the new tax regime from 37% to 25%, resulting in a reduction of the maximum marginal rate from 42% to 39%. It is also proposed about raising the limit for tax exemption on leave encashment on retirement for non-government salaried employees to rupees 25 lakhs. in the budget, it has announced that the income tax regime introduced in 2020 will be implemented as a default tax regime. However, taxpayers will have the option to continue receiving the benefits of the previous tax regime. It is also proposed that increased limits for micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises and certain professionals to take advantage of presumptive taxation. Increased limit will apply only if the amount or total amount received in cash during the year does not exceed 5% of total gross receipts or turnover. The budget describes MSMEs as the growth engines of our economy and proposes increased limits for micro enterprises and certain professionals to take advantage of presumptive taxation. To assist MSMEs in receiving payments on time, Budget 2023 proposes to allow 43B deduction for expenditure incurred on payments made to MSMEs only when the payment is made in order to assist such enterprises in receiving payments on time. Now let's talk about discuss about some of the relief that will be enjoyed by cooperative sector. The Finance Minister made numerous proposals for the cooperative sector in Budget 2023, including the following points. First one, the new cooperatives that begin manufacturing activities before March 31, 2024 will be eligible for a 15% tax rate, which is currently available to new manufacturing companies. The second point is allowing sugar cooperatives to claim payments made to sugarcane farmers prior to the assessment year 2016 to 2017 as expenditures. This is expected to provide them with nearly rupees 10,000 crore in relief. The third point is a higher limit of rupees 2 lakhs per member for cash deposits to and cash loans from primary agricultural cooperative societies and primary cooperative agriculture and rural development banks. The fourth point is cooperative societies will be given a higher limit of rupees 3 crore for TDS on cash withdrawals. Now let's discuss about the support provided for startups. In the budget 2023, the Finance Minister made a number of proposals for startups, including the following points. First is the rate of incorporation for income tax benefits to startups will be extended from March 31, 2023 to March 31, 2024. Second, extend the benefit of carrying forward losses on shareholding changes in startups from 7 to 10 years from after incorporation. In Budget 2023, the Finance Minister proposed capping the deduction from capital gains on residual house investments under sections 54 and 54F as at rupees 10 crore in order to better target tax concessions and exemptions. It is also proposed that to limit the income tax exemption from proceeds of very high value insurance policies where the aggregate premium for life insurance policies issued on or after April 1st, 2023 is more than rupees 5 lakhs. Thus, only income from policies with aggregate premiums of up to rupees 5 lakhs will be exempt. The Finance Minister proposes in Budget 2023 to accept the income of authorities, boards, and commissions established by union or state statutes for the purpose of housing, development of cities, towns, and villages, and regulating and developing an activity or matter. The minimum threshold it will be rupees 10,000 for TDS. And once again, that Finance Minister has proposed to clarify the taxability relating to online gaming. That is to clarify about TDS and taxability on net winnings at the time of withdrawal at the end of the financial year. And once again, about the tax exemption for Agniveers, the about Agnipath scheme 2022. The Finance Minister has proposed that the Agniveer fund be granted EEE status, that is the exempt status. The Agniveer Purpose Fund payment received by Agniveers enrolled in the Agnipath scheme 2022 has also been proposed to be exempt from income tax. Furthermore, it is proposed to allow Agnivir members to claim a deduction from their total income for any contribution made to their Seva Nidhi account by either the taxpayers or the central government. The finance minister has proposed lowering the TDS rate on the taxable portion of APF withdrawals in non-PAN cases from 30% to 20%. This is all about my session, and the remaining session will be handled over Mr. Pranad, and he will take the remaining session. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Myself, Pranab. I'm here to present about other direct tax proposals. First point, conversion of gold to EGR and vice versa not transfer. Gold EGR-ലാക്കി മാറ്റുന്നതും EGR നിന്ന് ഗോൾഡിലേക്ക് മാറ്റുന്നതും കഴിഞ്ഞ ബജറ്റ് വരെ കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഈ ബജറ്റിൽ അത് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. Amendments for tax incentives to IFSC. Carry forward of laws in strategic disinvestment cases. Certain acts of omission committed by liquidator under section 276A of the Income Tax Act will be discriminated beginning April 1, 2023. 276A പ്രകാരം ഒരു ലിക്വിഡേഷൻ ടൈമിൽ ലിക്വിഡേറ്റർ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഒമിഷൻ നടത്തുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് പണിഷബിൾ ആയിരുന്നു മുന്നേ വരെ. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പോൾ അത് ഇപ്പോൾ 2023 ഏപ്രിൽ മുതൽ അത് എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല, ക്രിമിനൽ കേസായിട്ട് കൺസിഡർ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല. ബോർഡ് അപ്രൂവൽ കണ്ടീഷൻ റിമൂവ്ഡ് ഫോർ പ്രിലിമിനറി എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ. പ്രിലിമിനറി എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചറിന് എന്താ പറയാ, അത് അമോർട്ടൈസ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ഒരു ബോർഡ് കൂടണമായിരുന്നു മുന്നേ വരെ. പക്ഷെ ഇപ്പൊ അത് ബോർഡ് കൂടണ്ട എന്നുള്ളത് റിമൂവ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. പിന്നെ എക്സംഷൻ അണ്ടർ സെക്ഷൻ 10/2020B ഫോർ ന്യൂസ് ഏജൻസീസ് വിത്ഡ്രോൺ. കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷത്തിൽ എക്സെപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു ഇത് ന്യൂസ് ഏജൻസീസിന്. ഈ ബജറ്റിൽ എക്സെപ്ഷൻസ് വിത്ഡ്രോ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഫോർ കൺക്ലൂഡ് ദ സെക്ഷൻ ഐ വെൽക്കം ചെയ്യുക.
Good afternoon. Myself, Devika. I am here to conclude with an overall analysis of the topic. Changes in new changes in new income tax regime. The number of tax slab has been reduced from 6 to 5. The current tax income structure with the proposed income tax structure, the surcharge on the income when it exceeds to 5 crore will be reduced from 37% to 25%. Currently, those with the income up to rupees 5 lakh can avail a rebate and not pay any taxes. This limit has been raised to rupees 7 lakh. Further, the standard deduction will be available under the new tax regime. Changes in tax exemption. The tax exemption for news agencies set up solely for the collection and distribution of news will be removed. Charitable trusts are required to apply 85% of their income with the year to avail income tax exemption from April 2023. If a charitable trust donates to another charitable trust, only 80% of such a donation would be considered as application of income. Presumptive taxation. The upper limit on turnover for MSME to be eligible for presumptive taxation has been raised from rupees 2 crore to 3 crore. The upper limit on gross receipt for professional eligible for presumptive taxation has been raised from rupees 50 lakh to rupees 75 lakh. The income tax rate of new cooperative societies engaged in manufacturing activities have been lowered from 22% to 15% plus 10% surcharge. Capital gains from sales of
residential property can be deducted to the extent of purchase or construction of another residential property. The deduction will be capped at rupees 10 crore. Income from investment in life insurance policies will be taxable if premium of 5 lakh has been paid in any year. The amount paid upon the death of the policy holder will continue to be exempted for income tax. Winning from lottery game, winning from online game will be subjected to 30% tax deductible at source. Startup incorporated within a time period and meeting other condition can deduct up to 100% of their profit. The end of this period has been extended from March 31, 2023 to March 31, 2024. In addition, the period within which losses of startup may be carry forward has been extended from 7 to 10 years. This is all about the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Now the time for discussion.
It's the ultimate aim of the government, the redesign the tax. Reduce the tax. Why the government is reducing tax rate? It's charging the beware election. What is the motive here? Why government is staying by reducing the tax rate? Is it because of the demand of the tax payers or some other concern? What's the ultimate idea behind protection of this tax rate? So it will be a clue whether to bring more persons under the net of this tax or for increasing the consumption on the consumption amount of the persons or something else.
The income comparatively is increased compared to the previous years.
Yeah.
And the government is taxing like somewhat the middle class people as per the income. And the persons with less income are somewhat avoided in paying taxes. So as far as the budget is concerned, the middle class people or the persons who have a middle income are more involved in this budget. Like their taxes are somewhat increased, and the slab has been taken off. Like at least 12 to like 10 to 12.5 lakh. It was they were supposed to pay a tax of 20% per annum. So this class has been avoided. Instead, 12 to 15 lakhs they have been avoided, and instead 12.5 to 15 lakhs has been. So this that particular slab has been taken off. The income tax, I mean, like
That is there in the tax structure or in there. So my question is, what is the ultimate aim behind
in
redesigning
the persons, people with the lower income are somewhat avoided from paying tax, as the income tax in the parameters like it has been increased. One case, another case, the more money is collected from the, as I mentioned, the people in the middle side of the slab, and the persons who are above 15 lakhs, they could have been charged more, but they are remaining free.
But there is a reduction in their tax liability also in the upper class also. For example, Sanjar, etc. So the proposed tax is in the new tax proposal, there is a provision for some relaxation in the high class people also.
They are promoting like business of. They are promoting business
Or
to be more
cash in their money
more precise. India, as far as concerned in other countries, business is somewhat difficult in India, especially in Kerala. No need to mention here. So in other countries like Gulf countries and all, if a particular person is doing business, if the electricity bills are have a drastic difference between India. So they're promoting, or the concept is that by promoting more businessmen, they can create more job opportunities. What they believe in. So they're like these surcharges and all taxes are getting reduced, and the people in the lower income class are getting more involved.
So anyway, okay,
The number of taxes
two tax slabs. So one old and one new. Which one you can recommend to different category of Indian taxpayers? Old as well as new. So can you suggest this new is good for such and such category? Old is good for
for the elite class, the new the parameters are good for them because above 15 lakhs, the person who are earning above 15 lakhs per year per annum, there has not been any difference from last years. And other than that, the other lower classes, their taxes, the most affected class is this 12.5 to 15 lakh. They are the ones who are the most affected ones.
So if I have some investment plans, like investment in provident fund, LIC, etc., whether I stick on the old scheme or I have to shift to the new scheme.
What's the done?
I continue with the point Professor Rajan was asking. See, actually in the budget, there is this speak of two tax regimes. That is the word used. Old tax regime and new tax regime. Right? You know what those tax regimes are, what is the difference between those two tax regimes? It's actually not the slab. Slab is okay. But there's an old tax regime and a new tax regime. Do you know the difference? Okay, I'll tell you the difference. The old tax regime, there are tax provisions are there, and you can save tax by investing. ATC, it's a section ATC, 18E and so on. So you can invest money in LIC, other investment schemes and save tax. The new regime, no tax savings, absolutely no tax savings. No tax savings. But tax rates are less. Okay. A question. Because your topic is actually direct taxation and implications. What is the implication of this new tax regime on investments? You get my question? So what is the implication? I can explain the difference between the old tax regime and the new tax regime. I repeat the question. What is the implication of the new tax regime on investment? Yes. For example, and another important point is the new tax regime has been made the default tax regime. Now, the new tax regime is the default tax regime. അതാണ് നമ്മൾ അഡോപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യേണ്ടത്. അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ ഓപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് മാറണം. അപ്പോൾ ന്യൂ ടാക്സ് regime is the default tax regime which does not promote investment. അപ്പോൾ എന്റെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ഇതാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് കുറയത്തില്ല. അതിപ്പോ ഞങ്ങളൊക്കെ സാധാരണയായിട്ട് ഞങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യുന്നത് ടാക്സ് സേവ് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടി അവിടെ ഇവിടെ എല്ലാം കൊണ്ട് വരും. LIC ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും, വേറെ എവിടെയെങ്കിലും ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയില്ല? ടാക്സ് സേവിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയില്ല. ഇനി ആരും ചെയ്യരുത്. ഇനി ആള് ചെയ്തില്ല. കാരണം ഇത് ഡിഫോൾട്ട് റെജിമാണ് ന്യൂ ടാക്സ് റെജിം. അപ്പോൾ ഇന്ത്യയിലെ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് കുറയത്തില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ് അത് ആലോചിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങൾ.
ഡിഡക്ഷൻ ഇല്ലാത്ത സ്ഥിതിക്ക് അവർ ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് അതിന് ടാക്സ് അടക്കേണ്ട അവസ്ഥയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അവരത് ചെയ്യില്ല എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. അവരെ പലരും ഇപ്പോൾ ഒരു എന്താ പറയാ ഒരാൾക്ക് ചാരിറ്റബിൾ ഫണ്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു പൊളിറ്റിക്കൽ പാർട്ടിക്ക് ഫണ്ട് കൊടുക്കുന്നത് പോലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അഡ്വർടൈസ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പോലും ഡിഡക്ഷൻ ഗുണം ചെയ്യുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അതില്ലാത്ത സ്ഥിതിക്ക് ഇത് ഓപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നവരുടെ ലിസ്റ്റ് കുറവായിരിക്കും.
അപ്പൊ അത് അഡ്രസ്സിനെ എഫക്ട് ചെയ്യത്തില്ലേ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്
നമ്മുടെ എക്കണോമി എഫക്ട് ചെയ്യും. ന്യൂസ് കളക്ഷൻ ഡിസ്ട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ ഒക്കെ ഉള്ള ടാക്സ് എക്സംഷൻ ഒഴിവാക്കിയിരിക്കുക. സ്വാഭാവികമായിട്ടും പലരും ഈ ന്യൂസ് കമ്പനിയിലുള്ള ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ്മെന്റിന് പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്. ആ ഒരു കാരണം
Government thinks it's a different thing. Then people have excess money and there is no attraction for investment. They will come to the market and they spend money. When they spend money in the market, more demand creates the market. When there is more demand, it creates more investment opportunities or more business. And as a result, in effect, the economy is making. You understand? Here, people are keeping the money without consumption, without coming to the market for spending their money. If there is no incentive for investment, the money will be spent in the market. They come to the market, they purchase the goods. When they purchase goods, quite normally demand arises in the market. When there is demand, more business unit comes into the picture and they start enterprises and new employment opportunities, and like that way, the economy will be benefited. That is the point of view, I think, from the government perspective. I'm not sure whether I am correct or not. That kind of an argument is also there.
സ്പെൻഡിങ് സൈക്കിൾ, അതായത് പൈസ റോളായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും മാർക്കറ്റിൽ. ചില ആൾക്കാർ ഇതിന് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പൈസ ബാക്കി കമ്മോഡിറ്റീസിന് നമുക്ക് കാര്യങ്ങൾക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന പറയുന്നത്.
So whether that is good or this kind of investment,
നമ്മുടെ ഈ ഷെയർ മാർക്കറ്റ്സിലൊന്നും ഒരിക്കലും ആളോട് ഇൻവെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യും. അത് എന്തൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞാലും ഒരു എന്താണ് പല നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തിനകത്തുന്ന ഒരു പാരാമീറ്ററാണ് പുറമേയുള്ള രാജ്യങ്ങൾ. നമ്മളിപ്പോ നിഫ്റ്റി അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സെൻസസ് ഇത്ര കുറഞ്ഞെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ സ്വാഭാവികം നമ്മുടെ മൊത്തം മാർക്കറ്റ് അത് ബാധിക്കും.
that is not consumption, that is an investment.
അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ഷെയർസ് എന്താണ് ഷെയർ മാർക്കറ്റിന്റെ അകത്തൊരു അത് ഡിമായി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തിന് അത് ബാധിക്കുന്നുള്ളതാണ്. എല്ലാം സ്പെക്കുലേഷൻസ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പോലും ഓരോ കാര്യങ്ങളിലും അത് ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടുണ്ടാക്കും. ഒരുപാട് പേര് ജോലി ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ കളയുന്ന അവസ്ഥ ഉണ്ടാവും കമ്പനികളിലെല്ലാം.
Actually, in fact, your topic is very interesting and the topic, and all I will discuss and Professor Rajiv was giving another version of this. The government is trying to promote consumption instead of investment. Maybe, I mean, that is an argument. Both are discuss on the topic. Okay. Any questions you want to ask? Audience. Okay, then we'll run that. Thank you.
Now we are moving on to the third session of the day. It is an online presentation by S1 Rural Management students on the topic indirect taxes. I welcome Ardra MH, VGS, Sharun P. Shankar, Anaka S. and Shefna Shamir.
Good afternoon, all. I am Ardra MH from first semester MCOM Rural Management. Here we are going to present the Union Budget Analysis 2023-24 and the topic allotted to us is indirect taxes. Our team members are Ardra MH, Shefna Shamir, VGS, Anakais, and Sharon P. Shankar. First of all, we are thanking you for the wonderful opportunity to participate in the online presentation. Next slide. In the 75th year of India's independence, the world has recognized the Indian economy as a bright star as the economic growth is estimated at 7%, which is highest among all the major economies. In spite of the massive global slowdown caused by COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war, this was stated by the Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, while presenting the Union Budget 2023-24 in Parliament on 1st February 2023. She emphasized that Indian economy is on the right track and despite the time of challenges, heading towards a bright future. In this Union Budget, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman has mentioned Amrit Kal. I introduced the first budget of Amrit Kal. This time actually refers to a golden age. In this particular budget, the government has presented the 7 priorities named as Saptarishi. Over to the next slide. Saptarishi. Inclusive development, reaching the last mile, infrastructure and investment, unleashing the potential, green growth, youth power, financial sector. These are the 7 priorities of Amrit Kal. Going to the next slide, indirect tax. And indirect tax is a tax that is levied upon goods and services before they reach the customer who ultimately pays the indirect taxes as a part of market price of the goods or service purchased. GST and customs duty are the main components of indirect taxes in India. Over to the next slide. The taxes under GST mainly classified as CGST, SGST, and IGST. GST. GST is one of the most important indirect tax for the whole nation, which will make India one unified common market. GST is a single tax on the supply of goods and services, right from the manufacturer to the consumer. Several amendments have been proposed in the GST law in the Finance Bill 2023, which is a part of the Union Budget 2022-23. The amendments have been made in the provisions regarding filing of GST returns, availing of input tax credit, GST refund, GST registration, decriminalization of offences, compounding of offences. So some of the amendments are in favor of the taxpayer. However, major amendments are revenue friendly. Next slide. These are the 3 components of GST: CGST, SGST, and IGST. CGST stands for Central Goods and Service Tax. It subsumes all the taxes that were applicable as central indirect taxes. They are levied by the central government for interstate movement of goods and services. Next, SGST. SGST means State Goods and Service Taxes. It is governed under State Goods and Service Tax Act 2016. A collection of SGST will be the revenue for the state government. After the introduction of SGST, all state taxes merged under SGST. Next, IGST. IGST is collected by the central government on the interstate transactions of taxable goods or services. Over to the next slide. Customs duty. Customs duty is a tax imposed on imports and exports of goods. The number of basic customs duty rates on goods has been reduced from 21 to 13, other than textiles and agriculture. Previous year, its rate is 21, but now reduced to 13. The basic customs duty on parts of open cells in TV panels has been reduced to 2.5%, and the basic customs duty on heat coils used to make electric kitchen chimneys has gone down from 20% to 15%. As we compare to the previous year, it has been reduced. It was definitely benefit for our nation. Thank you. It's all about my topic. Next, I welcome Shefna Shamil to present the positive and negative changes in GST and customs.
Thank you, Ardra, for handovering this section to me. My topic is positive and negative changes in GST and customs. Positive changes. Composition taxpayers engaged in the supply of goods would be allowed to make intra-state supply through e-commerce operators. Under Section 23 of the CGST Act, specifying the persons not liable for registration shall now have an overriding effect over the provisions of law regarding registrations and compulsory registration. Under Section 127C of the Customs Act, pertaining to settlement of cases, is being amended by way of insertion of subsection 6 to specify time limit of 9 months from the date of application for disposal of the application filed before the settlement commission. This will ensure time-bound resolution. Next, negative changes. Under Section 17 of the CGST Act, restricted the amount of ITC proportionally where the goods or services are used by registered person for effecting taxable supplies and exempt supplies. The exempt supplies for this purpose include sale of land. Under Section 17, subsection 5 of the CGST Act, specify goods or services on which ITC shall not be available, though the amended proposed. The government intends to restrict the ITC also goods or services or both received by a taxable person, which are used to or intended to be used for activities relating to its obligation under corporate social responsibility under Companies Act 2013. Over to next slide. What are the reforms proposed in indirect taxation? Custom duties, national calamity contingent duty, increased duties. The custom duties, the number of basic custom duty rates for goods other than in textiles and agriculture has been decreased to 13 from 21. National calamity contingent duty on specified cigarettes revised upwards by about 16%. Increased duties, articles made from gold and platinum, import duties on silver door, bars and articles. Over to next slide. Expectation from duties. Compressed biogas contains in blended compressed natural gas. Testing agencies that import vehicles, automobile parts or component subsystems and tires for testing and or certification purposes. Also, the deadline for the customer's duties on specified machinery for lithium-ion cell manufacturing for EV batteries has been extended to 31/3/2024. Legislative changes in customs law. Over to next slide. The Custom Act 1962 is going to be revised to set a 9-month deadline for the Settlement Commission to make a final decision after an application has been filed. The Custom Tariff Act will be revised to make the purposes and scope of anti-dumping duty, countervailing duty, CVD, and safeguard measures clearer. Over to the next slide. Changes will also be made to the Central Goods and Services Tax Act. The minimum amount of tax for starting a prosecution under GST will be raised from 1 crore to 2 crore. The compounding amount for tax will be reduced from 15% to 150% to 25% to 100% of the tax amount. Certain offences will be discriminalized. Thank you for it's all about my topic. Next, I am inviting VGS to present the proposal of income tax.
Thank you, Shafna. Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister announced indirect tax proposals in Budget 2023, emphasizing tax structure simplification with fewer tax rates to help reduce compliance burden and improve tax administration. The proposals are, next slide. First one is green mobility. This year's budget has largely custom-centric and pursuit of the fine print of the budget documents clearly exemplifies government intent to promote the domestic manufacturing with a special focus on green mobility. Reduction in custom duty rate for import of denatured ethyl alcohol to promote petroleum blending and increase in part of tariff rate for petrol, diesel run vehicles along with the electric vehicles manufactured outside India. Solar power projects being excluded from project import benefits while creating some cost-related hardship for these projects will promote in-house solar module manufacturing and reduce depending on other nations. For the next slide. Next one is electricals. In this sector, have some advantages has been extended to domestic manufacturers or bicycle by toy manufacturing, where tariff rates have been increased. These changes come out at the opportune time when production-linked incentive scheme for these sectors seems to be on the cards. The budget also hold promise for the domestic manufacturing sectors, especially the electronic sectors, by tweaking the customers' duty rates. However, on indirect taxes, there were less than expected announcements to take care of these set objectives. Customs duty increased on import of finished electronic kitchen chimney product. The duty increases it result to increase demand on Indian electric kitchen chimney products. Over the next slide. Electronics. In this category, on indirect taxes, the government proposed to promote export, boost domestic manufacturing, and enhance domestic value addition. In line with this objective, basic custom duty is rationalized on various goods like parts of camera lens, parts of open cell of TV panels, lithium ion cells for batteries, etc., which further strengthened the vision of sustainable development. Over the next slide. Chemicals and petrochemicals. In a major pragmatic move, budget exempt import of denatured ethyl alcohol, most prominent input used in chemical industry from the whole of basic customs. Such exemptions is a major impact to the exporters manufacturing ethyl acetate, ethanol, and deacetate alcohol, cosmetics, and skincare products like toners. The exemption would be a major relief to the Indian exporters as it would ensure availability of more working capital with improved competitiveness to indigenous manufacturing. The exemptions could be utilized for increasing the production capacity of the manufactured produce. However, the chemical industry still avoid the fine print for further clarification about the effective date of such exemptions, benefits, and the interface of the sum with the excisable or non-excisable goods. Surprisingly, the government maintained a pin drop silence on many strategic topics like much anticipated customs, amnesty scheme, new cess law, new FTP, etc. Several initiatives to streamline the indirect tax system and boost revenue collection while promoting ease of compliance for taxpayers and put forth in the budget for 2023. Then I invite Anaka.
Thank you, Vichi. Let me begin with lab-grown diamonds. The government has removed 5% customs duty on seeds used to manufacture rough lab-grown diamonds. The move focuses on the increased production of LGDs and emerging tech-driven industry. In addition to the customs duty reduction, the budget proposed a 5-year grant to IIT Madras for the research and development, along with a research grant of 242 crore rupees. Moving on to the next item, compounded rubber. The basic customs duty on compounded rubber is being increased from 10% to 25% or rupees 30 per kg, whichever is lower, at par with that on natural rubber other than latex. The import duty on natural rubber is also 25% or rupees 30 per kg, whichever is lower. Further, the budget introduced a restriction on imports of natural rubber by limiting the number of ports into 2. So, it is expected to enable domestic farmers to get a higher price for their produce. Next is precious metals. While going through the table, it is clearly understood that there is a decrease on the basic customs duty on gold bars and gold ores to 10%. But on the other side, there is an increase of rates as agricultural infrastructural development says. So, the net duty on gold remains 15%. And the table shows a clear increase on the basic customs duty and AIDC for platinum, silver bar, and silver diode to 15.40%, 15%, and 14.35% respectively. Over to the next slide. Marine products. The budget 2023 has announced certain incentives for the fisheries and marine products sector, which the industry believes will help to reduce the production cost and boost exports. One of the highlight is sub-scheme of PM Malsi Sambada Yojana with a target investment of 6,000 crore rupees. The budget announced duty reduction for the key inputs of shrimp feed. Through this, it is expected to reduce the production cost of aquaculture shrimp, which occupies the lion's share in marine product export industry. The increase in the production will help the industry to achieve the fixed target of $8.6 million exports. Moving on to the next item, cigarettes. The Indian government has constantly been increasing the rate of taxes imposed on cigarettes and tobacco products. In line with this, in Budget 2023, the rate increased by 16% as National Calamity Contingent Duty. Even after the continuous increase in rates, the tobacco industry remains one of the key sources of revenue for the government. This shows the inelastic demand for the product. So it is expected to find more effective ways to reduce the consumption of cigarettes and tobacco products. That's all about my topic. Next, I invite Mr. Sharun to conclude and sum up the session. Thank you.
So thank you, Anaga. I am here to conclude the section. Union Budget 2023-24 has recently laid down the Parliament by the Union Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Union Budget 23-24 has many provisions for agriculture development and farmers' welfare. Soul of India lives in villages. It is a famous word from Mahatma Gandhi. So 23-24 has the budget which has been largely custom-centric, and the pursuit of the fine print of the budget documents clearly implies the government intend to promote the domestic manufacturing and agriculture development with a social focus and the green mobility. The Union Budget 2023-24 makes changes in various indirect tax rates, which may be useful to the beneficial to the domestic or the Indian country. Government has removed 5% customs duty on import of carbon seeds. This is a removal of customs duty on the raw materials. And reduction in the customs duty will leads to the increase the production of domestic products and also reduce the cost of production. And another change occurred under the product compounded rubber. Customs duty increased from 10% to 25% or 30%, whichever less. And at the same time, the import duty on natural rubber is also decreased from 25% to 30%, whichever less. Increase the customs duty resulted the reduction in the import rubber products, which will be beneficial to the domestic country for the increase in production. And under the precious metals, gold bars and gold doors and platinum increased, and import duty of silver doors, bars and article increased. So it resulted to that the value or the precious metal become costlier. So in the future, there is a chance of increase in the investment in the precious metal. And another area which in marine, the duty reduced by key inputs for domestic manufacture shrimp feed. The budget announced duty reduction in the shrimp feed. It resulted to the decrease the cost of production up to the 10% to 15%. This reduction will be duty beneficial to the Indian farmers, which can increase the production as and also increase the and reduce the cost of production. And another area is related to the Indian tax is minor changes in the basic customs duties of cess, surcharges, and some items including toys, bicycles, and automobiles, etc. Then excise duty exempted on GST paid compressed biogas containing blended compressed natural gas. And customs duty on specified capital goods machinery for manufacture of lithium-ion cells or used in battery of electrically operated vehicle extended to 31/3/2024. This exemption is duty on CNG, compressed natural gas, CNG, resulted to the increase the production and demand of electric vehicles. At the same time, under the automobile sector, customs duty exempted on vehicles, specified automobile parts, components, subsystems, and types when implemented to notify testing agencies. Under electronic, customs duty on camera lens and input parts of used in manufacture of camera module or cellular mobile phones reduced at 0%. Basic customs duty reduced on parts of cell phones and TV panels to 2.5%. And another area is related to the basic customs duty on electric kitchen chimney increased 15% from 7.5%. And same case, basic customs duty on heat coil and manufacture of electronic kitchen chimneys reduced to 15% to 20%. In that case, the duty of imported inputs reduced by the way of domestic manufacturing can produce more produce and in minimal cost. And in the case of chemical manufacturing industry, denatured ethical alcohol used to chemical industry exempted from basic customs duty and proposed to reduce the basic customs duty to acid, grade, fluorescein, and crude glycerine from 5% to 2.5%. It helps to reduce the cost of production of chemical manufacturing industry by reduction in the customs duty imports of imports. It helps to the domestic manufacturers to produce more. After analyzing the changes, increase in the duty of bicycle, electric chimneys, toys, compounded rubber, vehicles and extending the CBU. In same time, reduction in the duty of parts for manufacture of TV panels, certain parts of mobile phones like camera links, capital goods, machinery and manufacture of lithium ion.
Your time is over.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, in every budget, it is expected that the government may reduce tax of certain items or may increase the tax of some other item, or they move the goods from one slab to another. These are the usual things in budget. So
Yes, sir.
you are a group who had studied the GST of different products during the current budget. So being a group of persons who had studied or critically studied this GST, what do you think, whether this year's budget is more beneficial to the government or it is more beneficial to the common people like we people? That's my first question. And second one, which are the items that you think there is a scope for government to charge more? And which are the items you think which should be brought to the lower tax bracket? I think you got my questions.
Sir.
Yes.
The answer for the first question is these all tax exemptions or concessions would be major relief to the Indian exporters and Indian people. So basically, the budget is for the welfare of farmers or manufacturers of Indian or domestic countries. So it is more beneficial to the manufacturers or people or poor people, because all these taxes or exemptions are made in favor to the people or manufacturers in the domestic country.
Yeah, my question is, there are some products where the demand is inelastic. Whatever may be the rate, the people will consume it. Have you noticed any such items to which government can charge more tax or can brought to the higher bracket of GST? And do you think that whether there are any products which should be charged under the lower slab? Like, hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, currently ഈ വർഷത്തെ ബഡ്ജറ്റില് നമ്മള് ഇമ്പോർട്ട്സ് മാക്സിമം ഇമ്പോർട്ട്സിന്റെ ഡ്യൂട്ടീസ് കൂട്ടിയിട്ട് മേക്ക് ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യ എന്നൊരു പ്ലാൻ ആണ് ഗവൺമെന്റ് കൂടുതൽ ഇനിഷ്യേറ്റീവ് കൂടുതലായിട്ട് ഊന്നി കൊടുത്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. അതുകൊണ്ട് തന്നെ ബേസിക് ആയിട്ടുള്ള എന്താ പെട്രോൾ പ്രൈസ് അതുപോലെയുള്ള ബേസിക് ഐറ്റംസിനൊന്നും ഇത്തവണയും ഒരു റിഡക്ഷനോ LPG അതുപോലെ കോമൺ പീപ്പിളിന് ഉപേക്ഷിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത ഐറ്റംസിനൊന്നും ഈ ഒരു ബഡ്ജറ്റിലും കാര്യമായ റിഡക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടാവുന്നില്ല. അപ്പൊ ഈ ഐറ്റംസിനൊക്കെ അതായത് ബേസിക് ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ടേഷനും അതുപോലെ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഗ്യാസ് അതുപോലെ ഉള്ള ഐറ്റംസിനൊക്കെ വില കുറഞ്ഞാലാണ് ടോട്ടൽ പ്രൈസിങ്ങിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സാധാരണ ഇവിടെ കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ലിവിങ് റെഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ആ ഐറ്റംസിനും കൂടെ ടാക്സ് കുറയണമെന്നാണ് സർ നമ്മുടെ ഒപ്പീനിയൻ.
Any items do you think that there is any scope for further tax? For example, in Kerala budget, some people criticize that for the last 10 years, there is no increase in the quarry. for Cody sector, there is no increase in tax. Like that, have you noticed any such product on which there is a scope for higher rate of tax or something like that?
Sorry, sir. We don't know about that.
Okay, I think we'll wind up. Okay. Any? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon to everyone present here. Welcome back to the analysis of Union Budget 2023-24. Today, we, the research scholars of Department of Commerce, discussing about the digital economy. Here we discuss the topic in parts. Today we discuss the topic in 3 parts. The introductory part about the Indian digital economy before budget 2023-24 will be presented by Seidal Abi. Next part is regarding the different schemes in the digital sector will be discussed by Sri Lakshmi. Finally, an overall analysis will be presented by Anjali. So here we start. Now I invite Seidal Abi to discuss about Indian digital economy before budget 2023-24.
Thank you, Manisha. Am I audible? Thank you. Before moving to budget 2023-24, I would like to have just an introduction. What happened? What happened to our digital in the digital sector before budget 2023-24? നമുക്ക് എല്ലാവർക്കും അറിയാവുന്ന പോലെ the Indian digital era has been started in 2019 with the introduction of Aadhaar card. In 2016, we have another revolution, digital evolution of digital India program. After that, we implemented a UPI program in 2016. Now we are moving to the current situation of Indian digital economy. This is the recent statistics of RBI bulletin December 2002. According to this statistics, Indian digital economy is 2.4 times faster than the whole Indian economy. Indian digital economy is 2.4 times faster than the whole Indian economy. അതായത് ഒരു വർഷം കൊണ്ട് നമ്മുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇക്കോണമി വളരുന്ന സമയത്ത് പക്ഷെ അതേ വളർച്ച കിട്ടാൻ നമ്മുടെ ഹോൾ ഇന്ത്യൻ ഇക്കോണമിക്ക് 2.4 വർഷം സമയം വേണം. അത്രയും ഫാസ്റ്റർ ആണെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത് നമ്മുടെ ഇന്ത്യൻ ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇക്കോണമി. മറ്റൊരു കാര്യം എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ, മറ്റൊരു കോൺട്രിബ്യൂഷൻ എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ, ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് ബീൻ ജനറേറ്റഡ് മോർ ദാൻ 62 മില്യൺ എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ്. അതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 2021 ഏകദേശം 62.4 മില്യൺ എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസ് ജനറേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. അതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ടോട്ടൽ ആ വർഷത്തെ ടോട്ടൽ എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റീസിന്റെ 11.6%. Another thing is core digital economy contribute 8.5% of our GVA gross value added in 2021. This is $2.62 trillion in 2021. In December 2022, 1.03 billion digital payments transaction worth rupees 190 lakh crores. അതായത് here is the graph. ഈ ഗ്രാഫ് ഒരു ട്രെൻഡാണ് നമ്മൾ കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ഏകദേശം ഡിസംബർ 2022 വരെയുള്ള കണക്ക് അതിൽ കാണിക്കുന്നു. ഡിജിറ്റൽ പേയ്മെന്റ് ട്രാൻസാക്ഷന്റെ ഏകദേശം 190 ലക്ഷം കോടി രൂപയുടെ ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം വരെ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പേയ്മെന്റ് മേഖലയിൽ നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതായത് ഡിജിറ്റൽ പേയ്മെന്റ് ട്രാൻസാക്ഷന്റെ ഡെപ്ത് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അത്രയും കൂടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ വി ആർ മൂവിങ് ടു ബിഫോർ ഗോയിങ് ദ ബഡ്ജറ്റ്, we are moving through the economic survey 2023. We are just look what economic survey says about our India in the digital sector. The digital revenue as a percentage of total revenue has increased from around 26 to 28%. നമ്മുടെ 2020 ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ ഇയർ 2020 ഏകദേശം നമ്മുടെ ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഗ്രോത്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ടോട്ടൽ ഗ്രോത്തിന്റെ 26 മുതൽ 28% വരെ ആയിരുന്നു. എന്നാൽ അത് ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ ഇയറിൽ 2022 ആയപ്പോഴേക്കും അത് 30 മുതൽ 32% വളർച്ച എത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. BPM ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീസ്, അതായത് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ടെക്നോളജി എനേബിൾഡ് ബിസിനസ് പ്രോസസ് മാനേജ്മെന്റ് ഇൻഡസ്ട്രീസ് കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം അതായത് 2022 ഏകദേശം $44 ബില്യൺ റവന്യൂ ഏൺ ചെയ്തിരുന്നതാണ്. അതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 2021 2.1% കൂടുതലാണ്. The total number of transactions, നമ്മുടെ നിർമ്മല സീതാരാമൻ ഡിജിറ്റൽ സെക്ടറിനെ അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഈ ഒരു കോട്ട് വെച്ചിട്ടായിരുന്നു, ഈ ഒരു സ്റ്റാറ്റിസ്റ്റിക്സ് വെച്ചിട്ടായിരുന്നു. ഏകദേശം 7400 കോടി UPI ട്രാൻസാക്ഷൻ നടന്നിട്ടുണ്ട് കഴിഞ്ഞ വർഷം. 7400 കോടി. അതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഏകദേശം 126 ലക്ഷം കോടി രൂപ വാല്യൂ വരുന്നതാണ്. ഇത്രയും കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ഏകദേശം ഈ ഗ്രോത്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സെക്ടർ നമുക്ക് പറയാനുള്ളത്. നമ്മൾ ആ ഗ്രോത്ത് പറയുമ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ, ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ എവിടെ എത്തി നിൽക്കുന്നു നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. ഇന്ത്യ സ്റ്റാക്ക് നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. ഇന്ത്യ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പബ്ലിക് ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചറിന്റെ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന ഒരു സംഗതിയാണ്. സോ നമ്മൾ എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് നമ്മൾ പോവുകയാണ് ഏതിലോട്ട്, ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ ഏരിയയിലോട്ട്. ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ അതിൽ ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാര്യം, നമ്മൾ എന്തൊരു UPI ഇന്റർഫേസോ എന്തൊരു സംഗതി യൂസ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് അറ്റ്ലീസ്റ്റ് ഒരു ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ഷൻ വേണം, ഒരു മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ വേണം. നമുക്കറിയാം ഏകദേശം 142 കോടി ജനങ്ങളുണ്ട് ഇന്ത്യയിൽ. അതിൽ ടെലിഫോൺ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ്, ടെലിഫോൺ ഓർ മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 117 കോടി ആൾക്കാരാണ്. ഇനി സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ് വിത്ത് വയർലെസ് കണക്ഷൻ, അതായത് മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന ആൾക്കാരുടെ എണ്ണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് 114.3 കോടി ആൾക്കാരാണ്. അതിൽ തന്നെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ് വിത്ത് ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ഷൻ ഉള്ളത് 83.7 കോടി ആൾക്കാരാണ്. അതായത് ടോട്ടൽ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് സബ്സ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ഉള്ള ആൾക്കാർ അതിന്റെ 71.5% ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മാത്രമാണ് ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് സബ്സ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ഉള്ളത്. ഇതിന്റെ മറ്റൊരു എക്സ്റ്റെന്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഏകദേശം ഇന്ത്യ ഈസ് ദ സെക്കൻഡ് ലാർജസ്റ്റ് കൺട്രി ഹാവിംഗ് ലാർജസ്റ്റ് 4G കണക്ഷൻ വിത്ത് 74 crores നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ്. ഏകദേശം 74 കോടി 4G സബ്സ്ക്രൈബേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. ഇനി ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനപ്പെട്ട കാര്യം എന്താ വെച്ചാൽ 24,680 വില്ലേജസിൽ ഇൻ ഇന്ത്യ ഇതുവരെ ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ഷൻ ഇല്ല. 6,279 വില്ലേജസിൽ ഒന്നുകിൽ 2G അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 4G കണക്ഷൻ മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഒരു പോസിറ്റീവ് ഗ്രോത്ത് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ 19-21 ഈ 3 വർഷം കൊണ്ട് ഏകദേശം റൂറൽ ഏരിയയിൽ 95.76 മില്യന്റെ വളർച്ച ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട് റൂറൽ ഏരിയയിൽ. അത് അർബൻ ഏരിയയിലെ 92.81 മില്യൺ വളർച്ചയേക്കാൾ കൂടുതലാണെന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്കൊരു പോസിറ്റീവ് ഗ്രോത്ത് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് പറയാം. നമ്മൾ ഓൾറെഡി പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഇന്ത്യ ഇസ് ദ സെക്കൻഡ് ലാർജസ്റ്റ് കൺട്രി ഹാവിംഗ് ദ ലാർജസ്റ്റ് 4G നെറ്റ്വർക്ക്. ഇന്ത്യ ഒരു ഏറ്റവും പുതിയ ഒരു ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റേഷൻ കൊണ്ടുവന്ന വെച്ചാൽ ഇൻട്രൊഡക്ഷൻ ഓഫ് 5G in 2022. This is all about the introduction. ഇത് പറയുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ this is the existing situation in of Indian digital market in which Nirmala Sitharaman addressed the budget, Union Budget 2023-24. I would like to invite Ms. Srilakshmi for having a discussion on the different schemes in Budget 2023-24.
Good afternoon. So, as we witnessed, the Union Budget 2023-24 is all about the digitalization of different sectors in the economy. So, what we are trying to achieve is making maximum utilization of the available technology with us and implementing this in a phased manner with the introduction of different segments of the digital public infrastructure. So, the first proposal in this regard is the National Financial Information Registry. So, as we know that currently there are private credit bureaus like CIBIL, Equifax, and other companies which provide information on the credit profile of the borrowers. So, what they provide is they provide only the credit information and mostly based on the retail needs. The other provision of data is by the CRILC, which provides data on large credit. Then there is data with RBI, but for making decisions at the macro level, they are not available at the real time. So there is a gap in the 360-degree perspective for potential borrowers to select the potential lenders for selecting the potential borrowers. So to address this gap, the current budget has proposed a National Financial Information Registry, which is the initial repository of the financial and non-financial, as well as it will provide both financial and non-financial and compared to the current status. So there is nothing mentioned about if it is being digital or not in the budget. But considering the current policy framework that is being brought by the government, we expect that this is going to be digital. Then next policy is already we have launched a draft data governance framework on 2022. So in the budget speech, the national data governance policy is going to be launched. This was a statement. So this will create a potential, a very sizable database of anonymous non-personal data, which is going to make us help in building a data-driven economy, and it will help in increased research and also leveraging us to utilize, which will help us leverage the technology available. Then other key proposals in facility building there are mostly two. First is establishment of 100 labs in engineering institutions for developing 5G applications. So this is expected to provide a boost to wider 5G adoption in our country. Second is the centers of excellence. 3 centers of excellence will be established at top educational institutions. These will be held at improving the infrastructure for facilitating research, as well as imparting education on the artificial intelligence technologies. So these both facilities will help us leverage AI for the betterment of our country. It is expected to be so. Next are some policies on skill enhancement. So the first is already a flagship program of the government, which is Skill India. So a digital platform for Skill India is proposed with this budget. So it is going to link job seekers with employees, including MSME employers. And also there are a proposal to establish 30 Skill India international centers. So what we see is that the Union budget is giving more emphasis on building a skill-based generation in our country. Next is the PMKVY, which is Kaushal Vikas Yojana. The 4th edition of the program is launched with this budget. So the new perspective that is being brought in this 4th edition is there will be courses like coding AI, which will help us equip for the industry 4.0. So already the total
enroll candidates for all there are PM, the optional scheme 2.0, 3.0, under all these schemes there are already enrolled candidates and of above 1 crore, and also the certified candidates they are above 1 crore. So despite this, what we see is that an increased level of unemployment rate in our country. So why it happens so? This is to be addressed in the this is to be addressed by the government machinery available now. So next is a new scheme, just PM Vishwakarma Kaushal Samman PM Vikas scheme. So this is a very new scheme, and it is going to help the Vishwakarma, who are the indigenous artisans and craftspeople of our country. So along with all other support, they are also being given modern digital techniques. So all these are aimed at building a skilled generation for India. So with this, I would like to invite Ms. Anjali for the next session.
With respect to agricultural field, the budget has introduced digital public infrastructure for agriculture. It is an interface which provides all the facilities to farmers for helping them in agricultural activities like crop management, crop wealth, crop insurance, and crop marketing. All these things are possible through digital public infrastructure for agriculture. So this is the budget highlight in agriculture field. Then in the knowledge enhancement field, the budget has proposed a national digital library, and this national digital library is for children and adolescents, and it converts the books in physical form to electronic form, so that people in every region can access it, and it brings a culture of learning among students and other learners. Then another initiative with respect to knowledge building is Bharat Shared Repository of Inscriptions. It is a mechanism that is used for digital storage of inscriptions with the help of Archaeological Survey of India. Then another facility is DigiLocker. DigiLocker is already implemented by the government, but now the scope of the documents in DigiLocker is enhanced, and according to the statistics, it is a successful scheme by the government. The statistics shows that from 2016 to 23, it is showing a growing trend in terms of the number of users of DigiLocker and the number of documents which are registered as per DigiLocker. So under this new budget, the scope of documents were increased, and a new facility is announced, that is Entity DigiLocker. This facility is now available to MSMEs. So this is the thing related to DigiLocker. Then in the tax regime, there are certain provisions with respect to digital area were announced. They are 30% tax on net winnings from online games, and the TDS threshold limit were removed, so that now 30% tax is imposed on net winnings, and transfer of gold to electronic gold and vice versa were abolished from the or removed from the definition of transfer, so that capital gain arising from the transfer will not be taxable anymore. Then relief of custom duty on mobile parts is removed from 2.5% to nil, so that the inputs of mobile manufacturing, so the cost of raw material input for mobile manufacturing unit will be less, and thus it will lead to increase in the production of mobile manufacturing in the country. Then this is a graph showing the fund allocation to different ministries that will come under digital economy. Ministry of Communication, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Ministry of Information and Broadcasting shows a growing trend in this budget in the financial year 24. But when it comes to Digital India program, that is the flagship program of India, the fund outlay says that the allocation is 36% less than the last year. So even though the fund allocation is growing into the ministry level, but in Digital India program, the fund outlay was showing a lower trend. Then with this, we conclude the schemes. Then we are moving on to the analysis of the budget 2024. What is the real picture? In this session, we try to analyze the schemes proposed in the budget in terms of its opportunities and its impediments. The opportunity says that
the budget is a futuristic budget. It is a growth pragmatism focused budget, but there are some problems to it. Growth pragmatism shows that even though the budget didn't focus much to short-term boom, but it is focused on a long-term or overall growth of the economy. It is regulating the gaming industry by imposing tax on winnings from online games. Then it is a futuristic budget, and the main important thing about this budget is it is focused on digital public infrastructure in all areas of the budget, and it overcome the existing barriers of the budget using technology as a driver. Then the problems of the budget are it is disincentivizing the gaming industry by imposing tax. Then announcement of the National Financial Information Registry. Earlier, RBI introduced a policy known as Public Credit Registry, which is in this budget. It is also renamed. It is renamed as National Financial Information Registry. Then the implementation issues are there, as Said was rightly pointed out in the beginning. There is villages in where there is network is not available. Then usage of existing digital solution. There are so many apps like AgriMarket app and other app, but these applications are not used to its maximum. Then they didn't say anything about basic digital inclusion in this budget. And as Srilashmi was said that Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is there, Pradhan Mantri Vishwakarma Samman Yojana is there. They are these schemes are proposed with the objective of increasing employment or imparting skills and generating employment. But the unemployment in India is high, but that is not converted into that level. That skill and training is not converted into employability. These are the problems with this budget, and we are concluding that even though these much limitations are with the budget, overall it is a growth-oriented and futuristic budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to the discussion section.
So one unique thing I noticed is that I was eager for that from the first presentation itself, except this one. On our actually a budget start with this economic survey. Just the previous day of the budget, whether it is in parliament or in legislature assembly, there is a presentation on economic survey. And if you keenly watch this economic survey, we can expect something or some of the things to be there in the perspective. Fortunately, they started their presentation with economic survey. It's a good thing. Then, okay, you started the digitalization started with the other. But I think that actually the digitalization process was started at the time of Rajiv Gandhi. In one of his speeches, he stated that 1 rupee earmark from Delhi, when it comes to the ultimate beneficiary, it is getting reduced to 16 paisa. That means 84% is taken away by middlemen. So at that time itself, he suggested for this digitalization, digital economy, and all these things. Then another step was the reason, the note ban, that also a lot for boosting the digitalization. But you are silent about the note ban and all this. Anyway, that is good. Then my question is that, okay, you stated that we have 142, 24 people in India, but those who are having the smartphone is hardly 70 or something like that. That means about 50% of the population are not having smartphone. So without smartphone, they can go, they cannot come to the digital platform.
Smartphone, but not internet connection.
Internet connection.
Smartphone and internet connection.
Okay. Without internet connection, they cannot.
ടെലിഫോൺ ആവട്ടെ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഫോൺ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ആൾക്കാർ 117 ഉണ്ട്. അതിൽ 114 കോടി ആൾക്കാർ മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. അതിൽ നിന്ന് ഏകദേശം 80 കോടി ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മാത്രമേ 90 കോടി ആൾക്കാർക്ക് മാത്രമേ ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ഷൻ.
Yeah. So for getting the full benefit of this digitalization, you should have internet connection or at least now some mobile, smartphone or something like that with the help of this. Even though internet connection is not there, in the railway we can get this Bluetooth or something like that. Okay, so what suggestion that you can give for having more connectivity or for having more smartphone? Whether you suggest just like ration card on the ration card holders and for giving a declaration to the government that I need a smartphone, whether the government, whether you are suggesting that mobile phone with internet connection should be made available to them, like that, any suggestions you have. Then again, you told about unemployment, but education is also an important thing. What about the education rate? Without having the reasonable education, they cannot do any of these applications. Yesterday, I noticed one PhD scholar, his topic was about digitalization, but he was making the presentation. When the slide was missing or some problems comes, he is requesting the people to come and get that PPT presentation. So that is the literacy level of even the youth. So what the government can do, or whether the government has to seriously think about digital education or empowering the people with higher education, then not higher education, with the reasonable education, then only the objective of digitalization can be made possible.
But they are giving much credit under the scheme, Prime Minister's Council Vikas Yojana 4.0. In the year 2022, they have given more than 1 crore people with skill and training for making them to able to some self-sufficient jobs. But ഞങ്ങൾ കാണിച്ചേക്കുന്ന വെച്ചാൽ ആ ഇതിന്റെ കണക്ക് കാണിച്ചത് കാണാൻ തന്നെ അൺഎംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റിന്റെ കണക്ക് കാണിച്ചെന്താന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഒരു മെജോറിറ്റി ഒരു സാർ പറഞ്ഞ ശരിയാണ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ അല്ല നിങ്ങൾ പറയാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളൂ സാർ ഡിജിറ്റൽ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ അല്ലെ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ കൊണ്ട് മാത്രം അൺഎംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് അതുകൊണ്ട് മാത്രമല്ല അൺഎംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്നത് ഈവൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ഉള്ള ആൾക്കാരും ജോലി കിട്ടാത്ത സാഹചര്യമുണ്ട് അപ്പോൾ ഇത്രയും ട്രെയിനിങ്ങോ
what percentage of allocation of the present budget, how much is allocated for digitalization of engineering? The present budget. The government is giving more stress for digitalization.
Sorry,
allocation for the new initiatives under digitalization.
4,600 and something crores were allocated to Digital India program, but the allotted amount is less compared to last year. Last year it is 7,600 and something crore, 7,000 crore they are allocated, but now it is reduced to 4,000. Around 36% is decline is there in Digital India program.
So you can justify that reduced.
Reduced the fund allocation.
But നമുക്ക് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആ മിനിസ്ട്രി ഓഫ് ടെലികമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ മിനിസ്ട്രി ഓഫ് ബ്രോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിനും കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്ന എമൗണ്ടിൽ ഹൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മളിന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ തന്നെ ബേസിക് ഇൻഫ്രാസ്ട്രക്ചർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സംഗതികൾ ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ഷൻ, റൂറൽ ഏരിയയിലുള്ള ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ടിവിറ്റി, ഇത്രയും എമൗണ്ട് ഹൈറ്റ് അതിലുണ്ടായതുകൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് ഫ്യൂച്ചറിൽ നമുക്ക് റൂറൽ ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് കൂടെ നമുക്കൊരു അതിൽ റൂറൽ ഏരിയയിൽ കൂടെ നമുക്കൊരു ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ടിവിറ്റി
ഫ്യൂച്ചർ, അതായത് ബഡ്ജറ്റ് കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ഫ്യൂച്ചറിസ്റ്റിക് ആണ്. ഈ ഷോർട്ട് ടേം ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് അല്ല, കുറച്ചും കൂടെ ലോങ് ടേമിൽ അച്ചീവ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നതാണ് ബഡ്ജറ്റിൽ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്.
ആക്ച്വലി അവിടെ ഒരു ഡെവലപ്മെന്റ് ഇംബാലൻസിൽ എക്സിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. നമ്മൾ 5G കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നു, 4G കൊണ്ടുവരുന്നു എല്ലാം പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ കാണിച്ചാൽ ഏകദേശം 24,689 വില്ലേജസ് ഇതുവരെ ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ടിവിറ്റി ഇല്ല.
Yeah, any specific initiative of the government for strengthening the digital infrastructure in rural areas?
For the basic digital financial digital inclusion, no policies have been proposed in this current bill. That is intended issue of basic digital inclusion not in areas.
Library. First of all, basic ആയിട്ടുള്ള amenities ഹൈ നെറ്റ്വർക്കും കാര്യങ്ങളും അവൈലബിൾ ആവും. അതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇതിന്റെ ബജറ്റിന്റെ ഒരു പ്രശ്നം എന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ അത് അവതരിപ്പിച്ചത്.
What about the steps taken by the government for promoting this area, digital payment and all these things?
മറ്റൊരു ഇംപ്ലിക്കേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇപ്പൊ ആദ്യം റെഗുലേഷൻ കൊണ്ടുവന്നത് ഒരു ലീഗൽ റെഗുലേഷൻ അല്ല കൊണ്ടുവന്നത്, ഫിനാൻഷ്യൽ റെഗുലേഷൻ എന്ന നിലയ്ക്ക് TDS ഏർപ്പെടുത്തിയിട്ടുണ്ട് ഗെയിമിംഗിന് മാത്രം. അത് അതല്ലാണ്ട് വേറെ ഒരു ലീഗൽ റെഗുലേഷൻ യാതൊരു പ്രൊപ്പോസലും
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Listen carefully. Digitalization of the digital infrastructure ഉണ്ടാകുന്നുണ്ട്, ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് കണക്ടിവിറ്റി കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, നമ്മൾ ഡിജിറ്റൽ പേയ്മെന്റ് ഒക്കെ നടത്തുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതെല്ലാം നടക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. That is digitalization of the economy എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. Economic growth and development വേറെ. Economic growth and development, gross value added. Gross value, economic development is measured in terms of gross value added. My question is, how does this digitalization of the economy, how does it impact, or does it have any impact on economic growth and development?
ഞാനൊരു കണക്ക് ഒരു അൺഎംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റിന്റെ അത് എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ഓപ്പർച്യൂണിറ്റി ക്രിയേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്. ഏകദേശം 63% മാത്രമേ ഈ സെക്ടറിൽ എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ജനറേറ്റ് ചെയ്തു. ഡിജിറ്റൽ ഏരിയയിൽ നമുക്ക് എംപ്ലോയ്മെന്റ് ജനറേഷൻ ഹൈറ്റ് നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കലും പരിശോധിക്കും. ബട്ട് ഉള്ള സർവീസ് വെച്ചിട്ട് അവർ ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്ന ഗ്രോസ് വാല്യൂ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആ ഡീറ്റെയിൽസ് കാണിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഏറ്റവും റീസെന്റ് ആയിട്ട്
Actually, digital means from the physical form in the body നമ്മൾ ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരുന്നതേ ഉള്ളൂ. Does it add any value addition to the development? If digitalization was not there, we do the things in the traditional mode. There are also things that the value addition of the
And we were growing at 9% at that time. ഈ പറഞ്ഞ digitalization ഒക്കെ വരുന്നതിന് വർക്കുണ്ട്. Full swing in digitalization വരുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് we were growing at 8% at 9% because of liberalization. Economic growth was very high. അന്ന് digitalization ഒന്നും ഇല്ല, ചെറിയ രീതിയിലേ ഉള്ളൂ. 4G ഒന്നും G ഒന്നും വന്നില്ല. ഇപ്പോഴും G ഒക്കെ വന്നു. Does it add question ആണ്.
There are efficiency as well as quality. If we consider the case of research, how easy it has become for us to pursue research with the help of digitized resources that are available now. So, like this, each sector is gets a positive impact from digitization. If we take healthcare or e-commerce, so likewise, this will help add value for the gross value added by each contribution by each sector will increase with the help of digitalization. And it will also enhance the quality of human resources.
Partly true. Rather, what it does is that digitization makes the manufacturing and service sector efficient. Efficiency increases. Efficiency increases gradually. Indirect Any questions? Any questions? Questions from the audience? Okay, you mind up. Thank you.
My pen is here. Use it.
അത് റേഷ്യോ അനാലിസിസ് ചെയ്തത്. റേഷ്യോ അനാലിസിസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യുന്നത്? അതിനോട് പേര് തമ്മിൽ റിലേറ്റ് ചെയ്ത് റേഷ്യോ അതാണ് അനാലിസിസ്. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു പെർസ്പെക്റ്റീവ് വന്നില്ല എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ലാസ്റ്റ് വന്നില്ല. അവര് വളരെ ക്ലിയർ ആയിട്ട് ലാസ്റ്റ് അനാലിസിസ് മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ അനാലിസിസ് ആലപ്പുഴ ടീം, can you hear me? Okay, സോ മറ്റുള്ളവരുടെ ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് അനാലിസിസ് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. ചിലരുടെ അനാലിസിസ് വന്നിട്ടേ ഇല്ല, ചിലരുടെ അനാലിസിസ് കുറച്ചൊക്കെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് വന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ, പക്ഷേ ഇതിലെ മെയിൻ കാര്യം അതാണ് കണ്ടൻസ് അനാലിസിസ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ഞങ്ങൾ മാർക്കറ്റ് ക്രൈറ്റീരിയ എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ 3 കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് നോക്കിയത്. ഒന്ന് കണ്ടൻസ്, അതിൻ്റെ റെലവൻസും കോംപ്രിഹെൻസീവ്നെസ്സുമാണ് നോക്കിയത്. കണ്ടൻസിൻ്റെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് തന്നിരിക്കുന്ന ടോപ്പിക്കിൻ്റെ കണ്ടൻസും അതിൻ്റെ റിലവൻസുമാണ് അവിടെ നോക്കിയത്. 20 മാർക്സ്. രണ്ടാമത് പ്രസൻറ്റേഷൻ, ഹൗ യു പ്രസൻറ്റ്. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ സ്ലൈഡ്സിൻ്റെ ക്വാളിറ്റിയും നിങ്ങളുടെ കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷൻ ക്വാളിറ്റി, ഹൗ യു കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേറ്റ്, അതിൻ്റെ ലാംഗ്വേജും കമ്മ്യൂണിക്കേഷനും, പിന്നെ സ്ലൈഡ്സിൻ്റെ പ്രസൻറ്റേഷൻ, വിസിബിലിറ്റി, അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ. അതിന് 20 മാർക്സ്. അപ്പോൾ കണ്ടൻസ് 20 മാർക്സ്, പ്രസൻറ്റേഷൻ സ്ലൈഡ്സ് എല്ലാം 20 മാർക്സ്. പിന്നെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ ആൻസർ വരുമ്പോൾ അത് നിങ്ങൾ ഡിഫെൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്ന അത് ഹൗ ഫാർ യു ആർ ഏബിൾ ടു ഡിഫെൻഡ്, അതിന് 10 മാർക്സ് ആണ്. 20, 20, 10 ടോട്ടൽ 50 മാർക്സിലാണ് മാർക്ക് ഇട്ടത്. അത് ഫൈനലൈസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അത് അനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ടീച്ചറായിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി എല്ലാവർക്കും അഭിനന്ദനങ്ങൾ അറിയിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് സ്പീക്കർ വരും.
Most respected Kevin sir, my colleague Professor Raju sir, and dear scholars and students. We are so happy to hear that 9 teams have presented or made an analysis of budget 23-24, starting from first MCOM to PhD scholars. All our MCOM classes made presentations here. That itself is a major achievement. We have 4 MCOM programs, means we have 4 teams from PG level and research scholars also. Congratulating all those who have made the budget analysis here, and sir has explained everything here in detail. And I am here just to announce the result. Winner of the event is Team 9 Research Scholar.
So they will be given cash award and certificates.
We are appreciating the winners with certificate and cash prize. I welcome research scholars to receive the cash prize, and I also welcome Dr. Rashia Bilton to hand over the stage.
Cash price is 2,000 rupees.
Now I welcome Hajra, President of Commerce Club, for proposing the vote of thanks.
A very warm good morning to one and all. Without further delay, I propose the vote of thanks. On 1st February 2023, the Central Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented the budget for 2023-24, and the Commerce Club, on behalf of the department, have organized the budget analysis, wherein the students and the researchers of the department analyze the various areas of the budget. On behalf of the club, I thank each and everyone for making the budget analysis knowledgeable. I extend my thanks to Simon sir for all the support for conducting this program. I also thank the juries, Professor Dr. Rasia Begum ma'am, Director, School of Business and Legal Studies, Emeritus Professor Dr. Kevin S., Professor Dr. Raju G. for the valuable suggestions and feedback. I also thank all other faculties of the department for their immense support. Lastly, a very big thanks to all the students for their patient listening. Thank you.